Hi guys, hope you are doing well. Today I am back with In Your Pocket Tuesday layout, and this is my Project Life page. And my inspiration for this from the inspiration piece was the string or the thread that they had pictured in the inspiration piece. I took some of the colors, they're not quite the same tones that are in the inspiration piece, but definitely some of the same colors. But I definitely got my inspiration from the thread that was in one of the parts of the inspiration piece. And you'll see a little bit later on where I use that thread, just kind of in some tangled nests. But first today I'm going to be using or decorating my what is it called, title card. And I just took a doily, a pink doily that I had in my stash, and then a label that I got from Printable. It's a cut apart sheet, and I'm just adding on the date. And I'm also going to add on a heart, and this is just a little foam heart, like a craft foam heart that's got glitter on it. Next, I'm going to be working on this 4x6 photo here. This is just a picture of my daughter. I took her to the park for her to ride her bike when it was still warm outside, and I'm just going to add my journaling strip, and then I'm going to add a label in the top left and use a metal embellishment that looks like a little bike. And these labels are from a cut apart sheet from, oh goodness, what is her name? Caitlin Schaefer. So if you're interested, you can visit her blog, and she has all different kinds of labels, blacks, reds, blues, all different colors, and then she has some that are wood grain, and I think maybe a couple other varieties, but they're definitely something you should definitely check out. They're great because you can print them, and if you have a silhouette, you can do a print and cut. If you don't, they're really, really easy to trim out yourself, so that's also an option. Here I'm going to be doing a photo of a car that we had seen when we were driving out in a little town that's by our neighborhood. So I wanted to use this brad. My goodness, I've had these brads in my stash for so long. They look like little wheel spokes, and I cannot tell you where I got them from, so I apologize for that. But I thought it'd be perfect for this photos of my husband and the cars and things like that. Here I'm going to add a little bit more journaling, and then I'm going to add a number 1 from a wood veneer. This is just a really thin piece of wood veneer, so I'm just adding a little bit of my double-sided adhesive to it to add that to the page. And I thought number 1 was good because it was basically talking about how my husband found his soulmate, which is a car. He loves cars, and I thought it was pretty fitting to have the number 1. This is a leaf that we found when we were eating dinner. It was our anniversary weekend, so I grabbed this leaf off the patio where we were eating outside. And it just reminded me that fall is right around the corner. This was done in September. This was taken in September. So it was right around the corner at the time, and I really didn't want it to come. And now I'm glad almost winter's over, but definitely something that is not one of my favorite seasons. I prefer spring and summer. Fall's great. The only thing I don't like about fall is that means winter's coming, and I don't like winter. But it's all good. I had this wood veneer that says automne, and I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but it was a wood veneer that I've had in my stash. I don't know. I think I got it from an old Studio Calico Project Life kit when they first started selling Project Life kits. So it is super, super old. Here is a photo of some of the potato wedges that we had, or the, potato skins, that's what they're called. Some potato skins that we had at dinner that night, and the journaling just wasn't going to fit the way I wanted it to, so I just put it up along the side, and I thought that looked okay. Here is just going to be a nice filler card. It's going to use the little memories tag and then this flare button. And this is the first one that I'm going to be using some thread on. So like I said earlier, I took the inspiration of the thread from the inspiration piece, and I used this thread to make a little nest. And it's just some pink thread. I thought the colors matched well with the cards, and also the colors matched well with the inspiration piece. And for this one, I'm just going to roll it up in a little circle, put that behind the flare just to give it a little more extra texture, just so it gives it some interest. And I'm just going to add a couple glue dots on the back of that, and then call that card done once I get that all situated. And if you stay to the very end, you'll see kind of what the overall layout looks like. I'll show that, and I'll show how I'm adding some enamel hearts and stars, I think, stars and dots. So you'll be able to see kind of how the overall layout looks like at the very end of this video. Now I'm going to flip that page over that I put the leaf on, and I'm going to add a photo of my daughter and a new shirt that she got for her birthday. And I love this little butterfly. I think they're from Bo Bunny maybe, or maybe Bella Boulevard. I don't have them in the package anymore, so I can't quite remember, but they might be Bo Bunny. But they're wood veneer, and they're so pretty. They're these little filigree butterflies, and I have a couple of them that came in the little pack. And I'm just going to add some more of that messy thread behind it just to give it some more texture again. And then I'm just going to use some liquid glue to glue that butterfly on. And then once that sticks, that card will be done, or that photo will be done. Next, I'm going to work on another one of the squares. This one is going to be a picture of my daughter with her new iPod, her iPod case, and this little chair that her iPod fits in. They all match. She got them for Claire's for her birthday. She saved up some money, so she wanted to get that. So I took a picture of that while we were eating at the mall. This is a picture of her and her Girl Scout troop at a camp out that they had Monday. It was like a Friday through Sunday camp out. And this is when they were getting ready to go on the canoes. They all have their life jackets and stuff on, so they looked really cute. And I'm going to use some more of that messy thread here on the bottom, again just to add some texture to this little embellishment. This is an embellishment from Simple Stories, and I thought the colors went well with the little floral card that I used at the very beginning of the layout. I'm going to snip off some of this extra thread here, and then this 4x6 photo is done. Next, I'm going to be working on another 4x6 photo that I cut in half. This is a picture of them on the lake. I'm not even actually sure if that is my daughter in the canoe, but I thought it was a pretty picture, so I wanted to make sure I included that, and just represents them being out in the canoes. I happen to have this canoe in a die cut pack, so it worked perfect. I had this really kind of, what are those called, like folk hearts, and then the star. All of it was miscellaneous stuff that's been in my stash for quite some time. The canoe I've had for a couple years. It was through like a little camping collection. I can't remember the brand of the collection. Now this is a photo of my daughter with her new iPod, and I'm using this little Hey Baby banner and then some more journaling. Here I'm going to add some more of that messy thread, and I'm going to fight with this one a little bit. I think I cut out most of it on camera because it just was driving me crazy, and you didn't need to see me fighting with the thread like I was, so you'll see it kind of skip forward a little bit. But first I'm going to journal on this label. Again, this is another Caitlin Schaefer label, and I'm just going to add Beanie Boo and then collectible, I think I'm going to put underneath. I don't really like how this turned out. Normally I write stuff like this with a pencil first, but this time I felt courageous and I would, or brave I should say, maybe, I don't know, and I decided to do it by handwriting, and I don't like how it had a lot of extra blank space on the right hand side, but I'm going to remedy that a bit by adding this cute little burlap bow that I absolutely adore. Again, just something sitting in my stash. I don't remember where. That might have been a Maya Road or a Bella Boulevard. I'm not quite sure. Here is just a nice Sunday card. I'm just going to add little faux stitching all the way around the edge. And wow, my pen looks big from that angle. And then that card is done. Now you're going to see the overall view. Oh no, sorry, I have one more card. Oh no, yes, you're going to see the overall view of the layout. So here is where I'm just adding my enamel shapes. I just have miscellaneous enamel shapes in this little bin that you kind of see to the right hand side that just went off camera. And I'm just kind of going through this and adding some of the colors. I wanted to bring out some of the yellows that were in this layout. On the only yellow that I have on this side really is that September. There's some little yellow flowers in that top title card, but I really wanted to bring out the yellow, so I put a yellow star in the one bottom hand photo. And then I'm adding some other enamel shapes kind of throughout. I'm going to use some of the dots and some of the stars. Again, just add some little texture dimension, just something a little bit more exciting. Some of it's very one-dimensional on this layout. I do have more dimensional things on this layout than I sometimes do, but I wanted to give it a little extra. The shininess of the puffy stickers or the enamel shapes is nice, so I'm just going to be sprinkling those around. And then that is pretty much it. You're going to see one more set of cards here. This is the little middle insert piece that I had. I'm just going to add some of those enamel shapes to this as well. So I want to thank you guys so much for joining me. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, give us a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the Crafty Maven. And then make sure you check out our Facebook page for a lot of extra fun stuff that's happening over there. So anyway, thank you guys so much, and I will talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.